Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. I'm having a day. You can hear me? Oh, good. So the last 3 streams, my camera has been resetting every stream, and also some things have been crashing, and I'm also getting an echo, so I'm just trying to figure out where that is. There's no video right now. All you should see is damn challenge, Dag. If you see that, you're good. You're goog, my man. I'm not getting feed on Steam yet. Oh, there, it just started. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Hello, hello. How you doing, Dag? Hello, Rev. Hello, Atlam, Lalandra, Kim. We got a bunch of people here today. Welcome, welcome. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. It seems like no matter how much I prep, right at the last minute, something crashes. And it's kind of outside of my control. When I look at everything, it looks good, but when I go live, it doesn't work. Today, TikTok was unlinked randomly, and so I had to relink it. Just like stupid stuff like that. Yeah, I think Chim did a good job on this map. Mostly just getting like the shaping right. It's interesting. Gremlins in the machine. They're always in the machine, right? So how's everyone doing today? I hope you're having an amazing week. Welcome back to the official Dungeon Alchemist channel on the various platforms we're streaming right now. We're live on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Steam at the moment. So wherever you're watching us, we appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions throughout the stream, feel free to chime in the chat platform you're watching on, and I will do my best to address your questions, provide you with real-time support and answers in AMA format, which means ask me anything. Though today's stream is a focus on entries from our bi-weekly map-making contest called the Dam Challenge. Aptly named because when you save a map in Dungeon Alchemist, it's saved as our proprietary file format, .dam or DAM files, which stands for Dungeon Alchemist Map. So we kind of have fun with that in our streams, with the Dam Challenge, Dam streams, you know, etc. So the Dam Challenge, going into it, bi-weekly map making contest. We encourage everyone in our community to enter. Our last theme was on the road. So using the theme of on the road, we encouraged our community members to make a map of any shape or size, submit that entry on our Dam Challenge channel in our Discord. There was 7 entries for this Dam Challenge. And this particular entry struck me as very unique, mainly because not many entries tend to go with a regional or even a, you know, national scale of a map. Most people tend to do something smaller. And pair that with, it's actually really well shaped around the, you know, American, the US, United States map. And it has a vibe of those like touristy type maps you would get like at a truck stop that like have big like icons pointing out like interesting points of interest or like, you know, areas you may want to stop and check out. Anyway, Chim, I don't know if you're here at the moment. You were earlier, but I just want to say congratulations to you. Fantastic work on this one. It's a beautiful map. Immovable rod. I missed some puns, sorry. Nice. Well, I'm glad you learned from that and were able to implement it. So forced perspective was used a lot here. You know, some items are essentially scaled to either big sizes or small sizes to really give the impression that there's like different regions and the like. The roads are a great indication of like major freeways. Like I'm pretty sure this is like Route 66 here, up there at least. So I'm not seeing an I-15, like the biggest north-south highway in the Midwest. But I think you took the challenge quite literal, and I appreciated that. Just the ones from the book. Gotcha. So you actually took it quite literally on Kerouac's On the Road, right? Which is an interesting piece of American literature. I read it in high school. I don't know if any of you have read it, but basically it's essentially about traveling through America. Honestly, though, literally literal. You're quite on the nose here. Anyway, I liked the map first off, but I also loved the feel it gave of a I don't know, like a tourist trap pop-up map where they show like all the fun little things you can interact with in the environments, or like as you're driving somewhere there's like this, oh, there's a big ball of yarn, or I don't know, there's like a map like that in the movie Goofy Movie, and like a bunch of shows that had like Vegas Vacation, stuff like that. World's biggest ball of yarn. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. But it kind of has that vibe and it makes me laugh in that regard. Kids menu on the back, right? It happens to not be a map. It's actually just a menu for a restaurant you're at. With the shows all the restaurants they have in the US and where they're at. It's like a Denny's map or something. It's absolutely amazing though. I love it. Great build. And I love this over here. You made some snow caps by merging regular stones with the sandstone turned white. I like that a lot. Very clever. Looks very good indeed. And then this down here, I had to ask you about this. Really enjoyed this sort of like creator perspective, I guess, if you will. Not 100% where you were going with this. Is this where Kerouac ended up writing it all? Stretch that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kerouac used scrolls, not loose. Wow. Didn't know mountains were this big back east. It's an interesting interpretation of the book, by the way. That's an interesting concept. I didn't know that. Well, it's an interesting factoid, I should say. Not a concept. I guess it was a concept to him. I didn't know people actually wrote like that. Interesting. I like all these little like farmland bits. Got some grazing animals. Was it a challenge to get the rail all the way across this? Did pretty good. Is this New York here? Nice. Very cool. I'm assuming the thumbs up are like, you know, them bumming rides or him bumming a ride. Various places. Oh, nice. Ah, interesting. Very cool. How long would you say? Oh, almost dropped my drink all over my. Oh, dangerous. How long would you say it took you to make this map? It's funny you say that, Lilandra, because the dollhouse used to be used so commonly as like a house option. When people were trying to make villages for like regional and stuff, or like have more options for stuff with like roofing, they'd put a couple of dollhouses together. They used to be so commonly used, but now they're like more used in creative ways like this. I love how full and filled out it was. Lots of little details in it. In the past, people would take a couple of them and snap them together like this. Make like, oh, this is a mansion or something, you know what I mean? Not enough. 20 hours is a lot of hours. That's impressive. Thank you for putting so much time into it. And the win is well deserved. I honestly, these little roads and railroads are like one of the most impressive parts. It definitely, I'm assuming, took some serious time to get them all in there. Ah, what we got here? Take a look at this. Kind of looks like it's made into a board game like Life, because there's like dice and everything here. Bus, train, yeah, Monopoly style or lifestyle. Yep, exactly. Gotcha. That's really interesting. I like it. I was wondering what these were about. I'm glad. Thank you for the explanation. My only minor complaint with this is it seems to be missing like a big portion of the Rockies. I thought all my life that all the mountains were over here somewhere. You do have a lot of the desert region though. Gotcha. It looks like you kind of started them. Cattle grazing down here in Texas. I like it. I think you did a great job. I always find your maps very like interesting and kind of like you know, thought-provoking. Always some kind of fun little take, so to speak. You know what I mean? But are there cryptids in the Appalachians? I mean, we all know there are. The one thing about the Appalachians you need to understand is they're terrifying. Appalachian. I don't know how the proper pronunciation, so forgive me if I'm wrong. Watches on tour. Ooh, what do we got there? There's the Squatch on tour, right? And we got a, looks like an anime girl bartender. That's quite a tour schedule. June 19th through the 27th, June 27th, July 3rd through the 5th, 10th, 12th, 17th through the 19th, August 1st, August 2nd, August 3rd. Dang, very little break in there. The real Squatch plays saxophone? Even decorated downstairs. Let's take a look. Take a look, see. Got to drop a token right there. Bring it down. With a banjo. How you doing, Dragon Rock? Your name is very risque if I say it fast. And welcome to the stream. How you doing? I like the decorations down here. Wanted to scope it out. A little safe action here. Oh my gosh, we're lagging my computer out so hard with this map. There we go. You're kind of a fangirl of the Sasquatch? You know, honestly, I always found Sasquatch, like, lore to be quite intriguing. I like the coat room. I mean, a North American ape doesn't sound too crazy on paper, especially because there's like so much of North America that's like really not monitored because it's forest. And it's really hard to like look for a fossil record for something when like half of the country is like just uninhabitable or uninhabited. So I get it, you know, it seems like a cool probability. I personally, you know, when it comes to cryptids, I find them intriguing. And as we become like more digital and more like everything's camera, you know, everything's got a camera on it. Like there's security everywhere. Every home has cameras. Everybody has a camera. If they do exist, there'll probably be more compelling evidence coming forward in coming years, is my thoughts. Look at this little secret here. That being said, you know, it's in the era when everyone has a camera in their pocket. I would expect, you know, things to be higher quality or more like probable. That's just my 2 cents. Oh, what's back here? I can't get in. Oh, wiggled through. Oh, that's just behind there. Got it. I really like the poster tour. It's really cool. Dungeon Alchemist staging. Very interesting setup there, Jim. I honestly didn't even realize all this was in here when I made my first pass of your map, so my apologies. Like I saw the top floor, but I didn't realize there was like underneath. So, look at the stage here. Makes me want to break out the old guitar. And I'll force you to listen to me play Wonderwall. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Ever. Pizza. And we got wine, cigars, and pizza. Quite a combination here. So, guess what? Our party was awarded in our last session for taking out the big bad. Like we scooped some items off of him in his house, but that was like they were cool, but there was a big reward for taking out the big bad. And I didn't actually mention it prior. Ooh, get my fortune told. Get my fortune did. Like the patio. See, this is what it's like to be the Flash on the freeway. Just run between cities. One moment you're in New York. The next moment you are going towards the West Coast. Boom. That's what it's like to be the Flash. Now we know. Oh yeah, we already here. I really enjoyed your map quite a bit. Quite a bit, Jim. I think you did a great job. And it does encapsulate quite a bit of the literature, the book On the Road, which is quite a literal interpretation by you, so thank you. Not to mention the great scale map of the US. An interesting build. Let's take a look at this one more time from the top down. Like, that's impressive terrain sculpting with Dungeon Alchemist. What was the size on this bad boy again? 70 by 50. Your computer screaming when you were working on this? All right. So one thing I love about our maps is when there's water on the edge like this, they have that like resin table pour look where it's like a diorama cut off of the. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? John Doom graces us with his presence. Tim. It's the real John Doom. Every time you're here, I get a kick out of it. Thank you for dropping in and making me smile, my friend. How you doing? Been up to? How's your tabletop games been? Artful Darkness, thank you for the likes. How are you doing today? Okay, we're gonna move on to another map. Sadly, Chim, I gotta stop adoring this map, but you did a great job on this. Thank you so much. Congrats on your win of the Dam Challenge, the On the Road Dam Challenge. I'll be contacting you between now and Monday afternoon to send you your prize, your $10 Hero Forge gift card. Also, while I've kind of announced the winner again, let's kind of be thinking of the next theme. Now, there was a suggestion to do a vanilla map theme where you build a Dungeon Alchemist map using no assets from the Steam Workshop. This theme is intriguing to me, but I kind of want to hold off on doing that until we launch the first part of Fun with Objects, because I feel like that would be the best time to capitalize on it, because you get a whole new like palette of stock objects. That's awesome, John. Hey, Dragon Rock, thank you for the follow, by the way. I just noticed that in the notification panel. I just, like, for some reason missed it earlier. Oh no, you like death by 1,000 cuts, Tim, then. You just shredded him. To shreds, you say. He wasn't downed, he was dead. Goodness. Artful Darkness says, great, thanks, just watching and having lunch. This map looks cool. It is a cool map. Sadly, we're moving on to another cool map, but this one's also cool, so let's enjoy it. What are you having for lunch, Artful Darkness? I hope it's yummy. Astral Road Trip map. This was made by Sailor Yugoth, and it looks like it could straight up be a board game. It's dope. Like, could you imagine? This is like actually a pretty cool concept for a board game. Hey, Asmodeus, how you doing, my man? How's your day going? You're having a sandwich, Artful Darkness. I hope you made enough for the group. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Doing great. Glad to hear it, my friend. Glad to hear it. Game day today. Ooh, nice. D&D day for you. I'm jealous. As mine was last week. But I'm sure you were in the same boat last week with me, so it's reciprocal. So the DM awarded us a bastion for taking out the big bad. So we've been kind of talking about what bastion parts we want. Very excited for that. Taylor Ugoth, I'm actually happy you entered because I was you said you weren't going to enter and then you did anyway. So props, my man. Was that your strategy? You were just going to kind of be like, no, I'm not going to enter and then get my hopes up. And then boom, when I see your entry, I'm like, holy cow, what's going on? Whoa. Look at this turtle. Space turtle. The whole civilization on his back. If y'all look closely, there's little villages tucked in on all these little biomes. Yeah, basically, Ninja. How you doing, my friend? Oh, I feel that. I've been getting over COVID for like the last 3 weeks. My whole house got COVID. Rough, right? So we're all testing negative now, but we're still feeling the effects, like just fatigue and fog and sore throat and coughing and stuff. So it's like it's out of our system, like the worst of it, but it's still kind of there. Just frustrating. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Been kind of just a rough month, so to speak, because of that. And prior to that, it was great. I went to visit my grandfather and hung out with him for a week. And I took every precaution to avoid getting sick and still got sick, so. Oh, your game was canceled and you found time? Well, I'm sorry your game was canceled, but I'm glad you found time to make the map because it looks beautiful. Like all the different areas you added look amazing. Different realms. This is cool. But yeah, this could basically be a board game from top down. So my wife is like immunocompromised. Her immune system is like only like maybe 5 to 10% as resilient as ours. Like most people, like the average person. So we were really worried. She was touch and go for a bit, but she's a trooper. And not to mention, we did just get her vaccinated maybe a month ago in preparation for me going on the trip as a precaution, you know? Thinking, hey, if she does get sick, at least she's just like up to date on her vaccinations as can be. We think that helped a lot, but at the same time, she had a really bad fever. She was just really, really sick for like a week or two. Really worried about her. Just one of those things we got to be careful about, like extra careful about. Because if we're not, then it could literally just upend our lives, you know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk more D&D and maps. I love these little hot spring area here. This looks like a cool little resort area. I'm glad you didn't get as sick as you could have, you know what I mean, Ninja? And I'm sorry about your daughter, brother. Like, that's got to be awful. Space Moth. All these little spheres would definitely have had to been placed by hand, for sure. Oh, these ones? Yeah. Yugoth definitely put a lot of work into this map, I can tell just by the detail. I'm really confused how you got terrain. Oh, I guess this isn't necessarily a dark parchment map. Yeah, you're in forest. You just had terrain out to the edge and put an image over it. There you go. I was confused by that. I figured it out. Lunar moth rat. These are all force spheres that have been changed to an orange color or a red color. I'm very glad you found time to make this, Sailor Yugoth. It looks epic. I kind of see this as like a space highway, or essentially like just kind of a map of like an astral region, maybe like a known region of astral space with some interpretations on it. Like the turtle kind of reminds me of like dragons on old maps, or like sea serpents. There be dragons here. Yeah, it does kind of feel like a 3D representation of the planes a little bit, doesn't it? Or an amusement park. I like that. Sorry, I'm yawning so much. So I I've been like working out more and also just doing a lot around like the house and stuff. But also yesterday, I just straight up took like the biggest nap because I've been so exhausted trying to like just stay caught up with everything after COVID. And I swear I napped like half the day and I still feel tired. Has anyone ever done that where you like had a day to kill and you ended up getting some sleep or rest, but even after you just felt more tired, like it didn't actually help? What's the story with this area back here, Yugoth? Seems like the corrupted area. Oh, nice. Cool. What's this location called? So, y'all, I got a leak for y'all I want to share. Stand by. So, just yesterday, I was told about something interesting being added in the next update. Now, I haven't seen this firsthand because I haven't gotten a build with it in it yet, but I've been told my build soon should have it. So let me just show you this and tell me what you. Wonder how long it'll take people to notice. Let me just draw attention right to it. Some famous locations from my Spacefarer campaign, Magic Nebula. There's some high concentration of magic there, which makes it dangerous. Oh, hi! We got the pupper here, but he's like away. More of the snuggler. Oh, so good. Feels so good. Off. I don't know if you notice in this image where I'm highlighting, it says render grid over everything. So what that means in plain English is you'll be able to have a grid on top of everything now, instead of like under objects that the devs chose to have it under. It'll be on top of everything. Surprised y'all didn't notice that right away. Granted, you don't get to see it in action for this, you just get to see the toggle for it. Also, this something. Okay, please do, as I can. See in a bit. So basically, you'll be able to block exterior lighting in rooms. Now I'm confused about this because I don't know if this looks like it's only an export, right? I feel like this feature should be under the view menu in DA, right? Block exterior lighting. Also, the grid one should be in the view menu as well, because they seem like things that should be a live view option, not like necessarily only on export. But I'll learn more about them and I'll give my feedback to the devs as well as any community insight. Wait, you said something about controls? It said controls in one of these images? No way, I didn't see that. Yeah, I guess. Could be something there. That's interesting. I didn't even notice this in the image. Too funny. But we do have controls here, and it already does this, and it doesn't do anything else. I don't know. I think it's not necessarily what you're thinking. That's already in here. It would be great if you could do keybinds, right? A keybind section would be fantastic. But I think they're kind of waiting until we're closer to leaving early access to doing that. Keybinds, monitor selection, a few other things would be great. But I don't think those are in this update. But it does look like grid on top of everything, and you know, light from outside the rooms, inside of rooms will no longer be an issue. At least upon export. I don't know if it'll be in the live view, but the start. Okay, let's open up another map. Let's open up another map and check it out. I was so sick this last month, I kind of just spaced paying a bunch of bills. I was like kind of a space cadet. I think the brain fog really got me. So I got to go through and sit down and just figure out which bills I did pay and didn't pay. Oh my goodness. I know I paid a bunch before I left on vacation, so I'm pretty sure I took care of it all, but I feel like there's something I missed. Yeah, it is. It really messes with you. It's crazy because like I have another kind of like, let's just say a side hustle where I get parcels delivered and sometimes I have to sign for things, right? And the delivery guy and I have kind of a rapport because he comes over a lot. And he basically told me he was on his way so it would speed it up. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then he's like, hey, I'm pulling up. Can you come out and sign for this? And I was like, sure. And I was sitting there on my couch, like looking at the TV and just kind of forgot he asked me. And it was like, he's like 10 minutes later messaged me. He's like, hey man, are you okay? I was like, oh crap. Brain fog got me really bad. Like I was just a real space cadet for a few days. I just didn't know what was going on. Oh no, it is a fully legal side hustle. So I just used to have a like small business I operated. And then it's not so big anymore. Like it's not so like, I don't know, kind of fell apart during the pandemic, but some parts of it still exist. And so there's contracts and things that need to be signed. Oh my gosh, John. No, seriously. Like I have a small business where I'm essentially a consultant for a number of clients, though I used to have dozens and now we only have like 4. So essentially you could say my only main client is Dungeon Alchemist at the moment. Funny, dude. I could see that though. The way I said it kind of sounded sus. Like, sorry, I just don't like to give personal details about my life on stream because like I've been doxxed in the past, and so I'm like really like reserved about information I share. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could see how that sounded a little like sketch on the surface. Is there some hidden stuff, Rev? I was gonna ask you, dude. This map is like simple but elegant. No, I get it. I get it, man. I appreciate the hard time too. Like, what would the streams be if I wasn't getting my chops busted by the viewers, right? Little camp seems not very safe. Bones. Hidden things in the forest. By royal decree, no citizen of the realm is to make camp in the dark forest. Failure to heed this warning may result in one's untimely end, and your family will not be compensated even if on royal business. Somebody you know lost in the dark forest? Use the message stone below to contact the Lantern Light Exploration. The only adventures trusted by the crown to explore the dark forest. So it's essentially a sending stone just sitting there. Like a call box. Fantastic. I love it. Like those, like the call boxes all along the freeway in LA or California or whatever that they ended up doing away with after like everyone got cell phones. I remember being a kid and I was like traveling with my mom. We were going to visit my grandparents in California. They had a home in Saugus. And we're on the way. This is pre-cell phones. And my mom's like, man, we're running late because of traffic and this accident on the road and all this construction. This was pre-GPS too. So it was like, you wouldn't know those things were there unless you were like on your way and found them, right? So we basically are driving and I see all these phones and my mom's like, I really wish I could call your grandpa and tell him what's going on. I'm like, Mom, there's a phone like every 2 seconds on the road. Why don't you just pull over and call? She's like, oh, Blake, you can't do that. That's not for that. Those were like emergency call boxes to like get highway patrol or to get towed, you know, because like your car broke down or you had an emergency. I believe it, USMC Ninja. I believe it, like wholeheartedly. Bears are like I have a friend in the UK who we used to game together quite a bit years ago. And he said one of his main reasons for not wanting to come and visit the United States is he's terrified of bears. And I said, you know, in all my life, I've lived in like rural America. You would consider it that. Like I've lived at the edge of forests and deserts, and I've only lived in a big city, very small portion of my life. And I told him I've never seen a bear except for at a zoo or like at a circus, like an event where there would be a bear. And I'm like, I've never seen one in the wild. I've been hiking and camping all over, but the thing is like in some places in the US, they're very common. If you go to say like certain national parks or certain regions, they're everywhere. You got to be very careful. But where I live, they're not as common. So I just never really seen them as much. Because he's just terrified of it. Honestly, like bears are something to not really trifle with. Like if a trailhead says there's bears, or to worry about your food, or to take caution where it's storing it and stuff, do not mess around. They know best, because a bear can smell your food like a shark can smell blood in the water. Uh-oh, boo-boo. We're worried about them picnic baskets. Thank you for putting stuff in the wagons. Seriously. It's like, and putting stuff in the tents. Like, just a bedroll is fine. Doesn't have to be like a whole house. I like the little details like that. Honestly, yeah, I mean, we could probably talk in Hanna-Barbera speak for a while, and people would be like, what are you guys talking about? One of my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Johnny Quest, which has like a very fun like spoof show that is also one of my favorite shows of all time. Venture Brothers. Like I'm obsessed with Venture Brothers. It's one of my favorite pieces of modern media. You love Venture Brothers, John? Fantastic. I knew we got along for a reason. Oh my gosh, yeah, we shouldn't talk about that on here for sure. This is a family-friendly stream. El Kabong. Yeah, I think the campsite looks very detailed into like the meat, the little cutting boards, the little site around the, you know, the campfire. Everybody's beds inside of either a tent or, you know, one of the various wagons. Which show are you talking about? You didn't know what the Venture Brothers is? Too funny. Yeah, it's crazy because it's been around for like 20 years and it was like on Adult Swim forever, but they only did like a season every 4 years. So most people weren't familiar with it because people tend to watch Adult Swim in like bursts, not over a long period of time. Oh, it's a good show. It's a good show for sure. I would say, you know, it's not necessarily kid friendly. Let me fix the camera. What am I doing? Did it the wrong way. Anyway, definitely not necessarily family friendly. So, you know, wouldn't watch it with your young ones. And the first couple seasons, I feel like they really hadn't gotten their stride. You know what I mean? But it's still really good. Keep in mind the first 2 seasons aren't available in high def anywhere because this was a pre-high def show. So, kind of one of those things. But anyway, it basically it's Johnny Quest with a sort of kind of Adult Swim edge where, you know, not anything is really the way it's supposed to be. It's more about a failure scientist, and it's, you know, it's essentially if Johnny Quest grew up and became a scientist himself, but instead of like inventing things, he just kind of rested on his laurels and took his dad's old inventions and sold them off to the highest bidder. Right, BB. Yeah, I always kind of add that disclaimer with animated shows that aren't meant for kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, the wheel dirt paths are really, the tracks paths are really good. Volkahar, how you doing, by the way? What you been up to? How was your weekend going so far? The fog over here gets me. Very cool. Did I find all the little secrets? You got a little camp over here. Okay, what other secrets you got hiding in here? In the woods. Let's look around. Look around. Oh, that's fantastic, dude. That sounds peak. Ooh, little sprites going on here. What's going on there? Are they scary sprites? Yeah, it kind of looks like a fairy circle for sure. Whatever it is, it's something I wouldn't mess with. Oh, I saw it right away, my friend. I saw it right away. I was like, I spotted it like that. I like it though. Little things like this are great. Good use of these little the cloths that were shared by Sack as well. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for my group, our table, to get a base, right? So we were awarded a bastion and we've been kind of talking about it in our like private chat we have, discussing it as a group, discussing like what our options are because the bastion rules are pretty straightforward in the 2024 book. And they give you some guidelines of what you can pick, and there's enough of us that we should get like some good overlap to pretty much have everything. Note to self, add more trees, right? Yeah, some trees here, but the thing, you would have covered up the scenery had you not. Like maybe some trees here, but like you really want to point this out, you know, and have it be known, so blocking it wouldn't help. I think it's good. But one thing I do think, like if there's a trail like this and the trees are curtained back this far, there would likely be tracks all through here wherever there's the path of least resistance at the time, because they may be ending up being muddy, or like these ones would be divoted and hard to go through over time. If it's this wide without trees, definitely there would be more tracks. Stumps, yes, things cut down. That's a great point as well, Atlam. If you're going for realism, at least, you know, Rev. But honestly, like, I don't think that's a problem in a fantasy setting at all. I always just try to, like, at least think what it would look like if it was a real environment, like that was traveled a lot. And this seems like a road that, like, they don't want you camping here for sure, but they did anyway, just short of the sign, it seems like. Too bad they didn't, like, just get just up the road. Rev, I love your maps, by the way, dude. You've been really, like, pumping out some high quality, detailed maps as of late. Like I said, little things like this that you don't necessarily see in top down, I really appreciate them. Ah, outside the, this is considered outside the forest? Gotcha. That's a good thing, right? Alrighty, on to the next one. Who's the next victim? Just kidding. Blue Mage, are you still here? I know you were here earlier. You were here at the very beginning of the stream. The bummer if they're not, but Blue Mage made a great map here. Y'all gotta check this out. Let's get down in the cinematic camera. I'll make it easy. Oh no, did it outside. Messed it up. Try it again. This is essentially like Tin Man lore, where the whole Yellow Brick Road, instead of, like, you know, Dorothy saving everyone in Oz, that was kind of in like a suspended kind of moment of their, you know, of their time where they weren't really advancing and they were really kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't say they were like in a great time when she showed up. Like, they needed someone to push them through to a new era. Change, right? But they had been holding off the evil witches, right, to an extent. But this is like if the evil witch one took over. So it has a Tin Man vibe to me. I don't know if any of you ever watched that mini series. I think it was on Sci-Fi. And Zoe Deschanel and, like, what's his name? Shoot, he's in a lot of shows though. I can't remember his name though offhand. Anyway, lots of different. Oh yeah, the flying monkeys are a great little addition, right? Hey, yeah, happy Father's Day to you. I kind of forgot that tomorrow's Father's Day. To all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Have a damn fine Father's Day from all of us at Dungeon Alchemist. Say it like a radio announcer. See you later, John. It does look like it's a mashup of, like, wings from something else put on monkeys. That's what the great thing about Dungeon Alchemist is. It's funny when people say kit bash, like, I've never heard that term prior to, like, a few months ago. But we've been kit bashing in the Dungeon Alchemist community for like 3 years, like 2 years, pretty much since the asset importer was added, or pretty much since even before the collision toggle was added, because community members were trying to figure out ways to merge items to make, like, new, unique items. And then when you turn off the collision toggle, it just makes it super easy. Boop. Oh, now we've got winged monkeys. Good to go. Using abstract as a landscape is a great way to get vast backgrounds, you know, in like a small image, because you can spread it over the entire area, right? emerald on the eye. Holy cow. Blue Mage, are you here by chance? I just wanted to, say thank you for sharing this map. I thought it was fantastic. Love it. Also, I just really love the creativity with this. And I just had a couple questions if you're present. How long did you spend on this map, my friend? I noticed you submitted twice, so you might have made some changes or adjustments that you weren't happy with the first iteration. Do tell. But yeah, this is like if the Dark Forest part of Wizard of Oz was the entire kingdom. Oh, not bad, Blue Mage, not bad. Really good map. I like the background there with the Emerald City. I'm assuming that's an AI gen. Keep having Elton John song go through my head. Which Elton John song? Pretty much the only Elton John song I have go through my head. One song, and it's a song I sang at a talent show in first grade. That's perpetually stuck in my head for my whole life. I think these details are fantastic, my friend. You did a great job. Really kind of, I said this earlier, I don't know if you heard it, but it reminds me of a kind of like a dark fantasy version of, Wizard of Oz. So like Tin Man, so to speak, where things didn't necessarily go everyone's way or things fell apart. You know what I mean? Like the wicked witches aren't like to be trifled with. They're very powerful beings. I honestly think the only reason they assumed the Wizard of Oz was more powerful than them and they just kind of didn't attack him. It was more like they were afraid of what he could do, but they didn't realize he was a fraud. Oh. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. Gotcha. Ah, gotcha. And that's the name of the map too. I didn't even realize that. That's funny. It looks great. I mean, yeah, hags are pretty versatile and you can have lots of them, right, BB? They're terrifying, unless you know where their lair is, they're really hard to contend with. And it's not like they're easy to deal with in their lair either. Whew. I didn't even notice it was a song title as the theme. Very cool. Very, very cool. Who made you did a great job on this one. Like it doesn't have to be a huge map to be like a banger, you know what I mean? I think this is a great idea. It's a cool concept. We're always our biggest critics, right? But it's always good to get outside perspective from the community and from, I hope I don't seem biased. I love each and every one of y'all's maps so much. The thing is like, I look for the creativity and the insight and like the passion that is shared in our community in every map. Whether it's someone making their first map and they're so excited to just dive into Dungeon Alchemist and make a map for their campaign for the first time, or it's your 500th map and you've learned so much from when you started till now, and you can make everything perfect to your designs, right? I honestly see that passion shine through every map. So like I guess I am a little biased, you know, sort of like a teacher with their students, or you know, whatever. But I encourage you all to keep participating in the damn challenge, to not just that, but also keep sharing your works of art, really, on Steam and on Discord and on social media. I love when I find y'all's posts on social media. I will share them when I find them. If I do see them, I share them. Additionally, I do appreciate, you know, everyone who puts themselves out there for the damn challenge, because I know it's kind of scary to make a map and share it with the greater community of Dungeon Alchemist and kind of be put under that lens. It's different than sharing it with your players. I understand that. So I do appreciate those that put themselves out there, that buckle down to the challenge, you know, every other week and really dive into it and enjoy it. It does feel very worn and broken, like, you know, she took over the Emerald City and that's it. Nothing's been maintained or taken care of since. Yeah, a little bit. Little bit, BB. I appreciate the work and effort and time and like thought that goes into every map though. And I love seeing map makers grow and find their niche. That's like one of my favorite things, you know? Yeah, let's try a green. I bet green would fit really good on here. Kind of blocked out. That's a bit better. Cassian, if you only had a heart. Wow, this is pretty brutal. His brain's just sitting there on the pedestal. It feels a little yellow. Look at the ruby slippers. You'd think the witch would want them for herself. Whoa, I didn't notice Seymour is in here. Hey, buddy. How you doing? He's Toto, right? Badge. But Seymour, really, because, you know, just staring. The lion's a statue. That's a good map, Blue Mage. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you. Let's talk about the next theme for Damn Challenge. So, what kind of theme should we pick for the next challenge? The last two themes were On the Road and Border. Yeah, I'm used to it. It's kind of sad that I wish there was a mode for first person where collisions didn't matter. You could just walk through things, because then it would make it more flow, like it would flow better. But at the same time, I enjoy jumping over stuff and getting around things. Though there are some invisible like walls that get in the way sometimes that get frustrating. But I think, you know, that's nothing you have control over. Invisible walls are caused by kind of bad colliders on objects uploaded to the workshop more often than not. Have we had a witch theme before? I mean, we've done like haunted and a few kind of like Halloweenish type themes. How about A Quiet Place? Like the movie with Jim Halpert from The Office? Town Square. Am I not getting any YouTube messages? Let me double check. I'm refreshing the chat feed right now. Can someone from YouTube type something, say something right now? I want to see if something comes. Hey, okay, we're getting you. I refreshed the multi-stream chat feed and it's fixed. For some reason, sometimes it doesn't stick and I have to refresh it. So I should be able to see all chat feeds coming through there, at least, well, YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Twitch, those ones. Anyway, gosh, technology. So frustrating, but so fun, right? YouTube and TikTok have been a little wonky lately. But, you know, it is what it is. What do you do? So I need suggestions from the community of silly things to do with a immovable rod. The other day, the whole internet was out. It was a Cloudflare outage. Rev. Someone joked that it was on programmer humor on Reddit. Someone put up like a AI generated image. And they're like, guys, the reason the whole internet is out right now is some psycho came in to the Cloudflare offices and broke all the lava lamps. So I don't know if any of y'all know. So Cloudflare's like security protection is essentially a wall of lava lamps. And it's very interesting and unique because it can't be replicated, the encryption for it, because it's always different. It changes constantly. So the image of the lava lamps is the encryption, so to speak. Yeah, well, it was a joke. It was a joke. No one broke the lava lamps. It was just an image someone posted, but there was a Cloudflare outage. I don't know if it was like a silly push that broke it or some weird, you know, bug or redundancy, whatever. I don't think it was as likely as bad as the CrowdStrike outage, though. Goodness. That was something else entirely. But yeah, the same vibe. For sure. I like this map a lot, Blue Mage. Thank you for sharing. Let's move on to another one because we are running out of time. And we need some themes. We need some themes. Quiet Place, Jurassic, Town Square or Market, Fairy Tale. I do like the witch theme. We could do like how about a what is, I guess we could call it like den or something, and that could be broad, you know? Silly's interesting. Mark G on YouTube asks, I have a question about the pending fun with objects. This shouldn't have issues with existing maps, yes? Some of my maps will have objects where the roof may be. How will it handle that? So that's a great question, Mark. So Dungeon Alchemist, first off, let me preface this by saying we have been in early access the whole time we've been, you know, out on the market, right? And because we're in early access, there is bound to be instances where we update and things may not be fully backwards compatible. Unfortunately, the Fun with Objects update is the first update in 9 updates, 9 stretch goals from our Kickstarter that we found ourselves not being able to offer full backwards compatibility. There were so many changes and adjustments and objects being essentially, shelved and replaced. A lot of objects were redesigned and changed from the ground up to fit Fun with Objects. And that's to adjust around multi-level, roofing, and the like. Many objects were depreciated and replaced. So it's one of the first updates, first off, that won't have full backwards compatibility. And what that means to all of you right now, and let me clarify on this. There's so many questions about this. So please, everyone, listen the best you can and try and understand and grasp this so we can share this with everyone who asks, okay? Dungeon Alchemist maps that were made prior to Fun with Objects will still be able to be opened, still be able to be edited. You can open them and make changes to them, but you will not be able to add multi-level or roofing to them through the new tools available, okay? Basically, the new tools will be locked in this section over here. It'll show the multi-level tool and it'll be locked. It'll have a lock on it. That will be the indicator letting you know that you cannot add multi-level to your old map. First and foremost, we didn't want the 11,000 plus maps on the workshop to be completely useless. They will still be able to be opened. They will still be able to be changed and made adjustments to, but you just can't add multi-level through the automated room features. You can add multi-level by hand like you can right now, but not through the automated features. Any maps made after Fun with Objects launches, doesn't matter if it's Fun with Objects Part 1 or Part 2, they will all feature roofing, multi-level, etc. Okay? What that means for you is going forward, once you have the Fun with Objects update, any maps you make after that point will then be able to support multi-level. Yeah, you could do that, Mark. You could potentially export your maps as an image and then put them as an abstract for a lower level or something like that. That is a great way to do that. Or you can export your maps and use them as a template to trace them and remake them again if you want to remake them with the multi-level update. I like Nightmare. That's interesting. Callie, I don't know. I've also been asked if the new update will kind of affect, system requirements. I'd assume so, but I don't know to what effect. So as far as the amount of storage it'll take, and as far as system requirements, I don't know right now. I will say this, every time I dive into the dev build from my current, like the stock public build, it's like about a gigabyte difference, but that could be very different when we launch. It's like 1.2 gigabytes difference at the moment. But like I said, come launch, that could be very, very different. I think Nightmare is a good suggestion. So I hope that answers everyone's questions with regarding backwards compatibility. So whether it's Fun with Objects Part 1 or Part 2, those will be compatible with each other, no issue. You'll still be able to open old maps after the update launches. You'll still be able to edit them, but you will not be able to add multi-level to them. That's it. So that's the only lacking backwards compatibility. I like Nightmare as well. I think that's what we're going to go with. Unfortunately, the finalized list of which Functions and features and quality of life improvements will be added in which update haven't been finalized yet by the team. I've been begging the devs for this so I can make a trailer for the launch. Hard to make a trailer when I don't know which features will be in the update. Very, very difficult to work around. So, like, I'm creative. I'm a really creative and unconventional guy. I can work around problems, but if I don't know what's going to be in the update, it makes it tricky, right? So I would say probably less than 2 gigs overall difference is what I'm looking at right now, but that's subject to change, Callie. The thing is I think Mark wants to know which features will be in which update, because we have a delay, right? And some of them will be in part 2 and some of them will be in part 1. Right now, I can with confidence say at least these features will be in part 1. Multi-level and roofing, abstract lighting, object scaling, the what is it called? Let me pull up the feature. Stand by. I've been told as of yesterday that things like exterior lighting going into rooms will be in the next update for sure. And putting the grid on top of everything, including objects, will be in the next update. There is also, what is this called? The modular objects tool, batch exports, just to name a few things that'll be in the next update for sure. Snapping is something that Quentin is working on. I don't know if it'll be in this one or the next one. Let's see. But underground, above ground, multi-level will be in the next update. A bunch of different things. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sure most of our prolific creators will be very excited. You know what I mean? See, the thing is, it's part of it, but there's also more snapping that's not tied to modular objects at all. In fact, just every object's general snapping improvement. Does that make sense? So the intention was to make snapping in general better. Maybe add more snapping points or make it more intuitive. I haven't seen it in principle though, so I can't really speak to it. A lot of what I know is from me seeing it in action from my dev build or demonstrations from the devs. Does that make sense? Or things they tell me or things I read on our, you know, our Trello. So that being said, there is quite a bit of things that'll still be in the next update. The object brush looks like it should be making it, as well as the decal tool. I'm not 100% certain on the decal tool, though. It could very easily be delayed into part 2. Like, quite a bit's going to make it in part 1. Let's get into this map here, because I've been distracted a little bit answering questions. So, Minecart Racers Shattered World. This straight up reminds me of something like Mario Kart. Mainly because, you know, you got a Rainbow Road, which is the iconic Mario Kart map, right? Paired with all these different biomes and areas that would feel like a normal Mario Kart map. Pipes, desert, some big chess arena with crazy oversized toys, some beautiful garden. Reminds me of Bowser's Castle a little bit. I don't know if any of y'all played, you know, Mario Kart. It's a pretty iconic and old game at this point. It's been around for a while, since the Super Nintendo, and there's many variations of it now. But on the Super Nintendo and the N64, Rainbow Road, it was actually not a good level for several reasons. It's part of the reason that seizure warnings are on video games today. My brother, who is epileptic, we didn't learn this until we played Rainbow Road together. And I thought he was messing with me because he was like falling over on me and pushing me and stuff. No, he was having a seizure. And I was like, 7 at the time, didn't realize what was going on. Anyway, so Rainbow Road, definitely not the best level, albeit the most iconic Mario Kart level of all time is the reason that video games have seizure warnings. Yeah, this looks clean. Very good finish line right there, right? The checker line looks solid. Using the mine carts is a really good choice as well. Back to the map. the sunflowers. Great. Oh my goodness. This part is terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. The oversized Eliza and the oversized doll is something I'd just rather not see in my entire life. Yeah, this whole concept is really clean. This is steam-powered Abacus made this. Yeah, Eliza's got her eyes on the prize. The baby has no idea what's happening. So I gotta hear everyone's sessions from this last week. What did y'all do? What did your players do? And if you got to play, let's hear what you did. Well, I tempt fate by torturing her, so I'm sure she wants revenge on me. She's a little freak, isn't she? Gone now. I took care of the problem. Here, y'all, you can have her back. Okay. I don't want to be cursed or anything. Eliza's terrifying, okay? There's people in our community who would rather she doesn't exist. Put her heart out on the track, at least. Your party almost had a TPK? No, Lalandra, what happened? Let's hear about it. Were you playing or were you DMing? And did you have to fudge some dives to save some lives? Dang, that should be a t-shirt. Fudge dice, save lives. Oh my goodness. You were playing and almost got TPK'd? Oh no. Oh no. What did you ever do to survive? Oh my gosh. What spell was it? Hey, Amon, how you doing? Welcome back. I think this map is really, really good design, and it took a lot of skill to get like all the tracks lined up like this. Your PC is repaired. Glad to hear it, Amon. Next one by Lalandra is one of my favorites. It was really impressive. So it was like a legendary action the guy had or something. Lalandra. This map is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. It was definitely a heavy contender. At least it's not trying to turn you into Elon Musk's. It could be worse, right? Oh my goodness, 3 frost giants and their polar bears. That's quite a fight. What level is your party? And how many are there? This one's great, Lilandra. I really love the color. Like the lighting is what sold me on this. But you also have like these great little building shapes that are interesting. This one kind of looks like a lamp. Looks like a genie lamp. Or maybe like a faucet. Over here, this is the bottom part of Batman. Okay, this is the Batman part. If you had like some wings up here, it'd be a Batman. 5 of them level 7 and 2 NPCs. Wow. They adopted a lot of people, huh? What's a D&D game if not like really just a chance for your players to adopt a bunch of NPCs? I love these like variable height docks. A lot of verticality here. This feels elven. Got here. These are Odin's treasures, right? Where's the Infinity Gauntlet though? Huh? It's okay. Everyone knows Odin's Infinity Gauntlet was fake. Hey, look, there I am. Little shout out to me. A pet mouse? That's hilarious. So I'm the only person in our party that has pets. I have a familiar that's an owl, right? But I only break him out for like to spy or to do like some aerial reconnaissance. I do use him in combat, but I didn't early on because he would die a lot. He only has 1 HP and I didn't have a lot of money, so I wouldn't break him out for combat often. Now, that being said, I use him as like a distant healer because I have cure wounds, and with a familiar you can cast spells with a range of touch. So I'll land him on people's shoulder and give them a little heal and then zip him out, right? This one here is stock. That one. Oh, that is a kit bash. I didn't realize that. Wow. I thought this one was like a stock ship too. All the others are though. This is like a single piece. Jim, did you like start using the word kit bash this last month like me too? Now it's like you're using it all the time. The color in this map though just kills me. It's a brilliant map. This part right here, the Bifrost, is clean. Like seriously, the Bifrost, absolutely astounding. Say what, BB? That was the hardest part to do. It looks tricky. Oh man, that's a lot of like overlaying different colors and stuff. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this part was very clean. See, I've never heard it used in a digital space until recently. So I honestly never even like considered using the term until recently. But hey, I'm glad you educated me more on it. Wouldn't you believe that I have 3 3D printers, but I've never really like printed model like figurines for, you know, D&D, nor painted really any? Whoa. Let's put this Francis Ford Coppola over here. I'm gonna move it to the side so we can see inside. That's tricky. How'd you do that? Bunch of arches with the gates in them. Very cool. Is this the one with the 2 different? Oh, this is another damn challenge entry you shared, right? I remember seeing Hendrik on one. It's another one you had that had like the different realm up above, and then there was like the whole hellscape below. I think it was hellscape was the theme, right? Very cool. I didn't notice these before because it was hidden under the cupola. Oh, it was Crossroads. That's right. That's right. Look at all these. Very cool. Very cool. Let's open up another map. We only have one left and we've got about 10 minutes, so perfect timing. Oh. So, just a quick little bit of info. Our next dam challenge is Nightmare. So use Nightmare as inspiration, make a map of any shape or size, and submit that map in our official Discord in the Dam Challenge channel. Okay? But that has to be done no later than end of day on the 27th. Friday the 27th at 11:59 p.m. is the last possible chance to enter. So you have between now and then roughly 2 weeks, 13 days to make a map using Nightmare as inspiration and submitting that map to the Dam Challenge channel. Now, if this is your first time entering, just a quick bit of advice. There are some rules to enter the Dam Challenge map making contest. They're pinned at the top of the Dam Challenge channel. In Discord, they allow you to pin messages to the channel, so they're easy to find. If you look at the pins, one of them is the rules. It explains there's like 4 rules, really easy, simple to qualify and follow. As long as you follow those rules, you'll be entered in the Dam Challenge. Your map will be qualified, and you'll have a chance to win a $10 Hero Forge gift card. Not only that, but your map will be the first map featured during the Dam Challenge stream like today. So it gives you an opportunity to have a lot of eyes on your work. I'm sure Chim really appreciated all of the, praise and everyone checking out her hard work and dedication to the Dam Challenge. Additionally, not only is the prize on the table, but you also, as a winner, your map is featured in our weekly newsletter, the Cartomancer Chronicles. I put up a newsletter every week for everyone to kind of check out with interesting objects, cool maps, tips and tricks, upcoming events. When we have a Dam Challenge winner, that map is also featured. So for instance, Rev was the previous winner. Here is his map. Great way to get a lot of eyes on your work, especially if you plan to sell maps for commission or you're using them as kind of artistic expression. It's a fun way to also challenge yourself to make a map outside of your comfort zone and share it with people who you may not normally feel comfortable with doing so. So I challenge each of you to consider entering the Dam Challenge. A lot of challenges thrown around there, but please consider it. Nightmare is a fun theme that gives you lots of choices. And I expect a lot of entries, but not only that, a lot of interesting and creative entries. Very excited for this Dam Challenge. So, may we engage in wordplay? Sure, why not? Why not? Though I may not be the absolute best at wordplay game. Or do you mean for the challenge itself? This one was actually really cool. Really cinematic feeling, right? Felt like something out of a movie. Oh, you meant for the challenge? For sure. Definitely. Let's pop a token in here so we can take a look at it. This little area here with the statues with the sort of like ice flames in their hands. Very, very cinematic, right? Feels like something from a movie. Like, no joke. At the entrance to, some dungeon or cave, obviously, setting you up to a very, very interesting, sort of adventure. Oh, I didn't even notice. My bad. There are tokens. Little guys, look at them. So tiny. Makes everything so much bigger. These statues, like, I'm not 100% certain if they're statues or frozen giants that have been, like, just turned to stone in the middle of combat. Either one's cool. For sure, Callie. Sorry, I didn't even notice these. My bad. Thank you for pointing them out. I honestly, like, I was just looking at the overall map and didn't even notice the tokens because they're kind of small, but now that you point them out, like, they do add a lot of perspective to the map, for sure. This right here is an epic view. Goodness, it's got to be cold here too, for sure. Oh no. I didn't even see this camp back here because it's buried in the fog. This is so cool. Oh, you're fine, baby. Appreciate it. Keeps me on my toes, you know what I mean? You goth, you better not. I'll disqualify you from the damn challenge. I'm just kidding. You can put as many Elises as you want. So one time, someone put out the idea, suggestion of the theme cabbage, right? And I was like, cabbage? No one will enter that. No one will put any maps up. What? And everyone's like, no, cabbage, cabbage. We want cabbage. That'll be the theme. Everyone like asserted their vote on it. I was like, fine. And it was the craziest thing ever. I think everyone just out of spite, like to be contrarian to me, entered. We had like 30 entries in the damn challenge. Go back on the path. You got it, Callie. Going down, going down. What am I looking for? See some dead people at the camp here. Looks like they got frozen to death. Ooh, whoa. Man, the fog really hides a lot. Man, I didn't even see all this down here before. That is epic looking. This is like the canyon below it all. Ah, stuck on like an invisible wall. I feel like I'm playing Grounded all of a sudden. Like I feel so tiny. That looks really cool right there. A good cinematic view. Honestly, I'm so sorry I missed all this in your map. Like I didn't even realize this was down here. That is really cool. Ah! Don't fall. Got this, Mac. Victory! A little volcano hiding out in there. Did you put an... Oh, you oversized a vent, huh? A geyser? That's cool. That's really clever. Over here, what do we got? Grim Reaper just hiding out. Is this the mountain you wanted me to check out? If you look closely in, oh, wow, the green. You know, it's funny. I saw this when I loaded the map in top down, and I was wondering what that was there. And I just thought it was like a little graphical glitch or maybe a token or like a, you know, like a, oh, sorry, like a lamp or something down there, right? Like any kind of light source, really. That's the ghost face, huh? That's cool. Very interesting. Do you plan to use this map in your campaigns? It seems like such an interesting setting. Is there anything over here? Lots of eyes. There's like a whole secret world down here I didn't even realize. Y'all like to hide stuff from me sometimes. Like Lalandra, your map with all the secrets, I didn't even realize all of them were in there. Very cool. Ugh. AJ, what? Do you know if they're renting over those lands? I mean, it would be cool to put up a cliffside apartment here, right? Assuming the wizard's tent is the purple one. What are they hiding? I gotta admit, I am the player that hates it when other players have a secret from the group. like some sort of secret that'll upend the group's entire gameplay or like get us all killed or something to that nature is something that drives me crazy. Like I'm okay with a player having like a hidden identity or hiding from their past, but if they're like, oh, at any moment my character might go psycho and want to attack everyone because they have a demon inside of them, it's like, ugh. A ritual to turn into a lich? The book? Or what? You know what he needs, though? A Necronomicon. So, like, my son has a secret from the group, but it's nothing like that's gonna hurt the group. Okay, he's a changeling, and he was raised by Dragonborn, and so he likes to appear as a Dragonborn. That's what he identifies as. And so he acts like a Dragonborn in all of his mannerisms, appears as a Dragonborn. You know what I mean? So like that's totally tame, fun secret from the party, right? Like to me, it's I don't know if they have a secret that's like something like this that could get the whole party screwed over. It's I don't know, something like that should probably be discussed in session 0. It's a really cool setting though. Honestly, Callie, this is a beautiful map. The sculpting of the terrain, especially the divoting in the center while it's raised on the edges, isn't some easy thing to do. Pair that with like the little hidden areas down below in the fog that I didn't even know it exists. Thank you for pointing them out. I'm very sorry I missed them on my first pass. See, AJ, that's beautiful. That's hilarious. 3 kobolds in the suit of armor trope. Hilarious. Yeah, it is kind of like Evil Dead, isn't it? The book, right, Callie? They just figured if they're going to become a lich, why not have the lich book? But notice the eye on it moves. If you look at it carefully, it sometimes moves. Kind of put it in view. Maybe they're running away from their past, or maybe they used to be a criminal. Like, those are harmless secrets that really the party can't get in too much trouble over. You know what I mean? I don't know. I try to balance those when I'm storytelling, though. To each table their own. So I gotta say, today's damn challenge stream was an absolute knockout. It was a success. Thank you for everybody who participated and everyone who showed up today during the stream, whether you were actively chatting and communicating your thoughts on these maps, or you were lurking, or you were just kind of new to the stream and checking it out. I appreciate each and every one of you participating in your own way. Remember, we host 3 streams per week, every Saturday, every Monday, and every Wednesday. So Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 times a week. You can tune in on one of our varied platforms and catch us live. On Monday and Saturday, the streams are a multi-stream, which are set up to stream to Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Steam simultaneously. Today was one of those multi-streams. So every Saturday and Monday is a multi-stream. Every Wednesday is a stream exclusive to our Discord community. Discord, unfortunately, doesn't have a multi-streaming option, but we have a lot of community members in our Discord server, over 30,000. So we want to offer them a space to hang out, ask questions, get support, etc. in a live stream. So that's what the office hour stream is. Think of it like if we had like a corporate headquarters where you could come in, meet the staff, get a tour, hang out, share your feedback, whatever, check out the latest and greatest. That's essentially what office hours is like. We show teasers, provide real-time support in AMA style, which means ask me anything. You can tune in and ask questions, and I'll provide you real-time guidance during the stream. If you have any suggestions or feedback, maybe you found a bug, tune in on the stream, let me know, and I will add it to my notepad and let the devs know in our next meeting. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in today. It means a lot to me that you all were here. We'll see you on Monday for office hours, or not office hours, Mapmaker Monday, which is a live build of a map. I've been working on a map for some time, but it is massive. It's like 85 by 87. It's a big, huge, ancient cemetery. And we're working on a part that the community is aptly named the Sardine Can right now, where we're packing in graves like crazy into a tiny space, well, into a massive space to make it feel like the cemetery is very old. So if you want to tune in on Monday, watch us build the map, ask questions, and get real-time guidance and assistance, feel free to tune in. Appreciate you all being here today, and I hope to see you in the future. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Again, my name is Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is a map-making utility available on Steam. It allows you to build maps in a snap for your tabletop campaigns, allowing you to save time for the things that are important to you. Thank you again for everyone tuning in. We'll see you next time I give a damn. Mac out. I'm going to end the stream right now, and we're going to do a quick little ad to wrap it up. Bye.
But can it handle curves?
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 Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered map-making application for role-playing games, now comes with both round and diagonal walls. Create amazing professional maps for your players in seconds. Get it now on the Steam store.
See you around, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Mac out. Bye.